of our May 3rd, 2020 full council meeting. We have finished our second set of public comment, and now we will continue with the agenda as previously adopted. But to be sure that we have all members who were able to get back on the line, Mr. Clerk, could you do a roll call, please?
Certainly, Madam President. Time is now 7:52. President Felicia A. Moore.
Hold on one second. Let me cut down my other volume. I am present.
Council members, Post 1 at Large Michael Julian Bond.
Here.
Post 2 at Large Matt Westmoreland.
Here.
Post 3 at Large Andre Dickin.
Here.
Council District 1 Carla Smith.
Here.
Council District 2 Amir Faroki.
Here.
Council District 3 Antonio Brown. Council District 4 Cleta Winslow. Council District 5 Nagla Mosley Archibald.
Here.
Council District 6 Jennifer N. Hyde.
Here.
Council District 7 Howard Shook. Council District 8 J.P. Matsakite.
Here.
Council District 9 Dustin Hillett.
Here.
Council District 10 Andrea L. Boone.
Present.
Council District 11 Marcy Collier Overstreet.
Present.
Council District 12 Joyce M. Shepherd.
Present.
Quorum present.
Thank you. Any members joined us since the roll call? Any members who have joined us since the roll call? Okay. We will continue on, and if someone joins, I hope they will let us know. Mr. Clerk, if you can read the item number 2 from unfinished business.
21-R-3259, a resolution by Councilmember Michael Julian Bond to establish a City of Atlanta Fulton County Joint Committee consisting of representatives from the City of Atlanta and Fulton County government to develop a framework to assist the Fulton County Sheriff with severe overcrowding at the Fulton County Jail and for other purposes. Councilmember Shepherd made a motion to table Resolution 21-R-3259 at the regularly scheduled meeting held April 19, 2021. It was seconded by Councilmember Westmoreland, and the motion carried by a roll call vote of 11 yeas, 3 nays.
Ms. Shepherd, what is your pleasure?
Madam Chair, thank you. Madam President, rather. We are, Mr. Bond and I, we would like to take this off of held at this point, and we would like to bring forth a substitute that I have sent out to committee members, and we would like to go forward with the substitute. The substitute is the substitute that Mr. Bond and I have prayed together.
Okay, so it is already off the table. It is before us, so the motion will be to substitute. But because this has such public interest and comment, could you read the substitute for us, and then Mr. Bond can second it?
Yeah, absolutely. A resolution by Councilor Michael Julian Bond and George Shepherd as substituted by the Atlanta City Council. A resolution urging Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms administration and the Fulton County Commission and Chairperson Rob Pitts to conclude their negotiations concerning a proposed letter of intent which outlines how the City of Atlanta could temporarily utilize the ACB facility as a location to provide additional programs and services in collaboration with Fulton County and other partners by no later than May 31st, 2021. And to provide that if there is no conclusion to these negotiations by May 31st, 2021, that the Atlanta City Council shall, continue with the establishment of an Atlanta Fulton County Joint Committee consisting of representatives from the City of Atlanta and Fulton County government to conduct the ongoing assessment and provisions of recommendations regarding justice reform and the resolution of the county's jails overcrowded issues and for other related purposes. And Madam Chair, if folks read it, it goes into a lot more depth. It also discusses not only us doing this and hopefully coming to a resolution between the mayor, Rob Pitts, but we also are including, as you see in this statement, that we also want to have Fulton County Commission weigh in on it. And so as a result of that, what we're proposing is that we have before May 31st, that we actually have a work session with Fulton County and the council, have a work session together to discuss this so that we can all make sure that they understand what's going on. Also, we're also saying that, and Mr. Bond will talk to that after this, but that if nothing happens after that, then we would then continue to go forth with the task force. So that's what the resolution is discussing.
Okay, is there a second to bring forward the substitute?
Yeah, I'd like to take the second with a caveat. I want to make sure that the scrivener's correction that I asked for is in the resolution. I don't have.
Mr. Bond, it was very short notice, and so I didn't get a chance to keep working on it, but go ahead and state it so that the law department can make sure they get that correction also.
Okay, thank you. It's just that the caption should note that if these negotiations break down and they can come up with the appropriate language, that if their negotiations don't come to any fruition by midnight of May 31st, that the task force would be established automatically. And so that should appear in the caption, and I believe the next to the last, therefore be it resolved clause. And with that, I'll second. Waiting though, I meant the correction.
So who has the legend before we accept it? Because otherwise we'll have to go and do an amendment. If someone has the document to make sure that is in there, or are they putting it in there as we speak? Who has the document?
Amber Robinson with the law department, and so we could ask Amber to come forward to make sure she has that correction.
Sure. Ms. Robinson, please unmute Ms. Amber Robinson or someone from the law department. Thank you.
Yes, good evening, everyone. I think what I understand is that the legislation should set forth that if the negotiations, if there's no conclusion regarding the negotiations by May 31st, 2021, the Atlanta City Council shall establish the Atlanta Fulton County Joint Committee rather than desires to continue with the establishment?
Yeah, it should that the task force or committee or whatever you want to call it should be established at that moment and should move forward with its work.
Mr. Robinson, it sounds like what he's saying is if the work doesn't happen, it's automatically established.
Right. That's correct. And of course, it's to say that in the caption and in the therefore clause.
Understood.
And Madam Chair, if you all can you finish that?
Sure, go ahead.
The other thing is that if you read the caption, a lot of the things we're talking about literally talks about the fact that we're supporting the recommendations that the mayor has been working on in terms of looking at using ACDC. I'm saying this just so the public can understand what's in the legislation and for people who don't have it right in front of them now. But it really talks a lot about some of the things we've heard over the phone, close the deal, don't close the deal. This resolution really talks about, it's a resolution saying very specifically that we're asking the mayor to continue to negotiate with Fulton County and Mr. Pitts And then up under that, her recommendations were things such as reentry programs, working together in collaboration with Fulton County to create ACDC as an entry point for people who are active in Fulton County Jail, as well as what we may have in our own city in terms of misdemeanors, to create it where we would actually take X amount of actually folks from Fulton County that would give Fulton County a release from their jail. There's discussion on whether it be 150 or will it be 500. I think that's a part of what we're talking about in terms of the negotiations, is how many people will we leave in Fulton County Jail. But what would happen in terms of that, the recommendation is whoever those folks are, it will be the folks who are actually in Fulton County Jail now, who are not the felons, but these are folks who actually come before. As I we talked to Pat Labat, the Sheriff Labat, he said there was a huge amount of people at the jail over there who were not necessarily felons. These are people who were going through the court system, who had misdemeanors, who were locked up with things that may be there for 5 or 6 months, who may not be there continuously. The folks who are coming back in as a reentry program, pre-arrest diversion folks who actually we know that we can work and have them come over and be a part of the ACD in terms of detainees, and we can actually create a program while they're there to get them ready to go back out into the community, and they can be job ready, and we can really turn their lives around. So this is a recommendation to look at all the things that we're talking about. So this will be a way to relieve Fulton County from their jail overpopulation at this point. If we took anywhere from 150 to 500 and bring them over to ACDC, those folks again would be people who would literally be the people that we can actually talk about reentry programs, pre-arrest diversion, anything we can do to turn them around while they're in ACDC, and then actually have them come back out into our community as hopefully sustainable. And so we saw this, I see this, and I think Mr. Barr sees this as a win also on both sides. So we're leaving the jail, but we're also doing something in concert what we're talking about in terms of really turning folks around who are in our criminal justice system and releasing them. So we're hoping that this can be done in collaboration with Fulton County and the city, and that we can come up with the IGA and some memorandums of understanding to get this done. That is our goal and our hope. And I think it's just a win-win on both ways, leaving the jail and also turning folks around in our community. So that is the position. Also, a lot of council members want to sign on to that. So any council member who wants to sign on, please let us know so that we can put your name to this legislation also.
Okay, let's do the first thing first. Ms. Robinson? Ms. Robinson?
Yes, I am sending this right now.
Okay, so they need a copy of it. And could you read for a minimum for the public the language change for the caption? And Mr. Bonds, there are 4 clauses so we can make sure everybody's in agreement?
Yes, the caption is changing to say a resolution. A resolution urging Mayor Keith Lance Bonham's administration and the Fulton County Commission and Chairperson Rob Pitts to conclude their negotiations concerning a proposed letter of intent which outlined how the City of Atlanta could temporarily utilize the ACDC facility as a location to provide additional programs and services in collaboration with Fulton County and other partners by no later than May 31st, 2021, and to provide that if there is no conclusion of these negotiations by May 31st, 2021, that the Atlanta City Council shall establish an Atlanta Fulton County Joint Committee consisting of representatives from the City of Atlanta and Fulton County government to conduct an ongoing assessment and provision of recommendations regarding justice reforms and the resolution of the county's jail overcrowding issues and for other related purposes. And then the resolve clause concerning this triggering mechanism shall state, be it further resolved that if there shall be no conclusion to the negotiations between Mayor Bond's administration in the Fulton County Commission and Chairman Pitts by May 31st, 2021, the Atlanta-Fulton County Joint Committee, consisting of representatives from the City of Atlanta and Fulton County government, shall be established to conduct the ongoing assessment and provision of recommendations regarding justice reforms and the resolution of the county's overcrowding issues.
Okay. Are there any members that have joined since the roll call?
Sure.
Any other members?
Wait, hold on. Winslow would like to be added.
Okay. To the paper, Ms. Winslow? Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Winslow wants to be added to the legislation, Ms. Shepherd.
Has Shook been added?
No, I don't. Okay. Mr. Shook as well.
Can we just get a roll call of people who want to be added?
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. So we have Winslow and Shook. Anyone else want to be added to the substitute?
Mascate.
Winslow, Shook, and Mastakite. Anyone else? Last chance. Anyone else want to be added? Okay, we have a motion by Shepherd, a second by Bond, I believe it was, to bring the substitute forward. Any further discussion on the substitute?
Well, just the second is for the corrected version with the scribble correction by Ms. Amber Robinson added.
Yes, so we just got the substitute in the right condition, Mr. Bond, before I brought it forward. So all of that will be in the substitute. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So now that we have the substitute fully together, the way, and there's no other people who want to be added on it, let's vote. Let's open the vote. I'll bring.
Ms. Moore?
Hold on. Yes.
I just want to say, I just got a text from Mr. Labat, and this may be up for discussion. The chair does not have authority to negotiate with inmates that are moved from Fulton County Jail. Only the sheriff has sole authority. We need 500 beds, including mental health. So we can also we may want to add Sheriff Labat to this, or I guess that is what he's asking, is that his name be added.
Well, it only makes sense since he does through the jail. So why don't you just add him along with the chairman? So wherever the chairman is, just add the sheriff as well, with the chairman of the commission and the sheriff.
I'll second that if necessary.
Well, I mean, it's not if we haven't accepted the substitute, we can put it in there now before we do. If that's okay with Ms. Shepherd.
That is what I'm recommending.
Okay, anyone else have any problem with that? Okay, so wherever the county commissioner's name is stated, add and the sheriff. All right. So now, let's, wait a minute. To add their name, let me see who that is. That could be Miss Overstreet. She wants her name added. Okay? Last chance, anyone else? Any other changes? So the substance changes, adding the sheriff wherever the county commissioner's name appears, adding the name of the council members who want to be co-sponsors. If there's nothing else for the good of the body, let's open the vote on bringing forward the substitute.
Please hold. The vote is now open. Will everyone please vote?
Ms. Boone, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Aye.
Ms. Archibald?
Yes.
Ms. Winslow?
Aye.
Mr. Brown? Mr. Baroque?
Yes.
Okay, all votes are cast in the affirmative, with Mr. Brown not voting.
The vote is now closed.
Okay, Mr. Brown is here. How you vote, Mr. Brown?
I already voted on the system.
Okay, it may not have shown up. Yes, it's there. Okay, got you. I got you.
Populating votes. Populating votes. 15 yeas, 0 nays.
15 yeas, 0 nays. We need to change that to, okay, we adopted the motion to bring forth the substitute. Now the substitute is before it. I'll entertain a motion on the substitute itself.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion to adopt, the second by Mr. Bond. There's a motion to adopt the substitute. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's open the vote on the substitute, to adopt the substitute.
The vote is now open. Will everyone please vote?
Ms. Wenzel, how do you vote?
In favor.
Ms. Archibald?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Aye.
Ms. Boone?
Yes.
All in the affirmative and all votes are cast.
The vote is now closed. Populating vote. Madam President, for the listening audience, and as I do not have the substitute before me, we have Winslow, Shook, Massacite, and Overstreet, along with Councilman Bond as sponsors of the legislation.
And Ms. Shepherd. And Ms. Shepherd.
Duly noted. Thank you so much. Populating vote. Yeas, 0 nays.
15 yeas, 0 nays. It is adopted on substitute. Thank
Madam
you.
President.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Bond.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to explain my vote, and just want to thank our Chair of Public Safety, Councilwoman Shepherd, for her leadership and her dogged pursuit of trying to get to the bottom of the situations by reaching out across the street over to Fulton County to talk to everyone to bring this substitute forward. I think this is a great compromise and the spirit of compromise, and hopefully it will result in something positive that not only provides for future programming to help people divert from incarceration or recover from incarceration, but to also have an immediate effect of getting those individuals out of those poor and inhuman conditions that are over at the Wright Street Jail. So I just want to give high compliments to our Chair of Public Safety, Councilwoman Shepherd, and thank all those who have worked on this to get us to this point so that we can, there can be a bomb in Gilead, or at least over at Wright Street. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bond.
All right. So now we will go to Public Safety Legal Administration Committee, the Honorable Joyce Shepherd, Chair.
Thank you, Madam President. We have two pieces of legislation before us today. The first is 21-0-0107, an ordinance by Councilmember Andre Dickens and Joyce M. Shepherd to amend the charter of the City of Atlanta, Georgia, 1996 Georgia Law T-4469, adopted under by virtue of authority of the Municipal Home Rule Act of 1965, Sections 36-35-1 as amended by amending Part 1, Chapter and Related Laws, Subpart A, Appendix 4, Citizens Review Board, Section 3, Appointment of Members, so as to designate that the two youth-serving organizations who shall each appoint a member to serve on the Atlanta Citizens Review Board, who shall be between the ages of 18 and 30 at the time of the appointment and for other purposes. This came before us favorable, and this is because of the requirements of the charter. We had to require 3 readings, and so this is the final reading and our final adoption. So the motion is to adopt.
Motion is to adopt. Any discussion? Hearing none, let's open the vote on the motion to adopt.
Please hold. The vote is now open. Will everyone please vote?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Bond.
Aye.
Ms. Winslow?
In favor?
Ms. Archibald?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Aye.
And Ms. Bloom?
Yes.
All right. All votes are cast, all in the affirmative.
The vote is now closed. Populating vote. Populating vote. Yeas, 0 nays.
15 yeas, 0 nays. It's adopted.
All right, thank you. We will now move to our next item, which is 21-R-3301, a resolution by Councilmember Antonio Brown as substituted by Public Safety and Legal Administration Committee to encourage the Atlanta Police Department to amend its standard operating procedures for the purpose of expanding APD SOP 2010 4.2.51 regarding the duty to intervene, so as to consider providing additional responsibilities for police officers to intercede when several officers are engaged in using excessive force or other unlawful activities and for other purposes. This came before the committee favorable, 5 yeas and 1 nay. And the
Okay.
motion is to support.
The motion is to adopt. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, let's open the vote on the motion to adopt.
Please hold. The vote is now open.
How do you vote?
Aye.
Ms. Winslow?
In favor?
Ms. Archibald?
Yes.
Mr. Shook?
Aye.
And Ms. Bloom?
Yes.
All votes are cast in the affirmative.
The vote is now closed. Populating vote. Populating votes. 15 yeas, 0 nays.
15 yeas, 0 nays. It's adopted. Mr. Brown?
Thank you, Madam President. Again, I just want to echo the words of my colleague in regard to Chairwoman Shepherd's leadership and just supporting this legislation along with my other colleagues on public safety. And I appreciate all of you all working together to move this forward. So thank you so much.
Okay. Is that it, Ms. Shepherd?
Yep, that is all I have before us right now, Madam Chair. Thank you so much.
All right. We now go to the next item on our agenda, which are items for immediate consideration. Are there items for immediate consideration? Hearing none, we now go.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm sorry. No, you're right. It's more. I'm sorry. I'll back off.
All right. Now we go to personal papers, items to be referred. I'm going to start with Ms. Archibald, followed by Boone, Bond, Brown, Dickens, Baroque, Hyde, Overstreet, Shepherd, Smith, Winslow, and Westmoreland. Are there any other people who have papers that I have not called your name? So please be ready. When I call on you, we'll start with Ms. Archibald.
I don't see my paper, so you'll have to skip over me. I'm sorry.
Okay, Ms. Boone.
Thank you, Madam President. First item, a resolution by Councilmember Andrea Boone, a resolution authorizing the mayor, her designee, to accept an in-kind donation on behalf of the mayor's office of One Atlanta from the United Way of Greater Atlanta of Uber Technologies, Inc., Rideshare Services Code, valued at approximately $350,000 for the purpose of providing transportation for city residents to and from public and non-profit managed vaccination sites in support of Atlanta's outreach campaign addressing low vaccination rates amongst 21 census tracts within the city of Atlanta and for other purposes.
What's the ELMS number?
ELMS number 23952. ELMS number 23952.
Okay, so 23952, we will send to CDHS.
Next item, a resolution by Councilmember Andrea Boone, a resolution authorizing the city of Atlanta on behalf of the mayor's office of One Atlanta to accept a donation of marketing and communication services valued in an amount not to exceed $40,000 from the Carter Center in furtherance of the City of Atlanta services as one of the inaugural cities in the Carter Center's Inform Women, Transform Lives campaign and for other related purposes. ELMS number 23947.
23947 to Finance Executive Committee.
Next item, an ordinance by Councilmember Andrea Boone, an ordinance authorizing the mayor or her designee to install traffic calming devices on Burton Road Northwest, between Hedgewood Drive Northwest and Hollis Terrace Northwest, to waive certain provisions of Section 138-84D of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances and for other purposes. ELMS number 23950.
23950 to Transportation Committee.
Last item, an ordinance by Councilmember Andrea Boone, an ordinance authorizing the mayor and designee to make the intersection of Peyton Road Southwest and Sylvian Lane Southwest an always stop controlled intersection to authorize the Atlanta Department of Transportation to install stop signs at the intersection and for other purposes. ELMS number 23955. 23955.
23955 to Transportation Committee. Thank you. Mr. Bond.
Thank you, Madam President. First item, I don't have the ELMS number, but I have the caption. It's an ordinance by Councilmember Michael Julian Bond, an ordinance to amend the Atlanta City Code, Part 2, General Ordinances, Chapter 158, Vegetation, Article 2, Tree Protection, to adopt a tree protection ordinance for the City of Atlanta and for other purposes. I don't have
that's ELMS number 23960 to CDHS Committee.
Okay, thank you. And the next paper, I don't see the Elms number on here either. I'm sorry. But there's a resolution by council members Michael Julia Bond, Marcy Collier Overstreet, and Andrea L. Boone, a resolution to authorize the expansion of the Atlanta Police Department recapture program to re-engage retired Atlanta police officers who may be assigned specifically to the Department of Parks and Recreation for the purpose of enhancing the safety at parks and recreation facilities, to authorize the compensation for officers rehired to patrol parks and recreation facilities to be paid from the Parks Improvement Fund and for other purposes.
23963, the Public Safety Legal Administration Committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Mr. Brown.
Yes, Madam President. Elms ID number 23940, an ordinance by Councilmember Antonio Brown, an ordinance to amend Part 16, Chapter 18H of the 1982 zoning ordinance of the City of Atlanta, as amended so as to create a new section 16-18H.004 to create regulations for short-term rentals in the home park neighborhood and for other purposes.
23940 to zoning and ZRB.
Elms number 23946, an ordinance by Councilmember Antonio Brown to rezone property located at 0 Market Street Northwest from the C4C to the C4C district for the purpose of a change of conditions to modify the official zoning maps and for other purposes.
23946 to zoning and ZRB. Or ZRB and zoning. The other way around. Both of them go to ZRB first and then zoning. Mr. Dickens. Mr. Dickens?
I'm sorry?
Yes, it's your turn.
Oh. Sorry. An ordinance, this is Elms number 23943, an ordinance by Councilmember Andre Dickens, an ordinance authorizing the transfer of $20,000 from the Post 3 at Large carry forward account to the Post 3 at Large salaries per part-time account and for other purposes.
23943, Executive Committee.
Thank you.
Mr. Farocki?
Thank you, Madam President. Three pieces of legislation. Elms number 23945. An ordinance to amend Chapter 74, Environment, Article 5, Nuisances of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances, to add Code Section 74-175 to create a violent conduct nuisance ordinance wherein it shall be established that multiple incidents of violent conduct or crime within certain properties in the city and circumstances on such properties that foster or contribute to the commission of violent crimes, endanger the public health, safety, and welfare of citizens of the city shall be considered a public nuisance. Amend Chapter 10, Alcoholic Beverages, Article 2, Division 2, Subdivision 3, Section 10-109 of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances to provide that a violation of the city's violent conduct nuisance ordinance shall be due cause to the denial of applications for all new alcoholic beverage licenses, or for the transfer of location or the transfer of ownership, or for revocation, suspension, or refusal to renew any license, or for the assessment of a fine in regard to any license, and for other purposes.
What was the M's number?
Oh, shoot. I just closed it out. Give me 2 seconds. It is 23945.
5 to Public Safety Legal Administration Committee.
To Elms number 23958, a resolution by Councilmember Amir Farocki authorizing the mayor or her designee to execute a project management agreement with the Downtown Atlanta Community Improvement District for 10 downtown decides transportation projects, appointing the Downtown Atlanta Community Improvement District to act as the city's implementation manager in an amount not to exceed $800,000 and for other purposes.
23958 to Transportation.
And finally, Elms number 23895, an ordinance by Councilmember Faruqi authorizing the mayor or her designee to make the intersections of Irwin Street Northeast and Howell Street Northeast and John Wesley Dobbs Avenue Northeast and Randolph Street Northeast four-way stops at both intersections, to authorize the Department of Transportation to install stop signs at these intersections and for other purposes.
23895, the transportation. Did you have the little 5-point PID, Samson?
No, I'll pull that one back for now.
Okay, thank you. Ms. I.
Thank you. Elm 23949, an ordinance by Councilmember Jennifer and I, an ordinance authorizing a donation in an amount not to exceed $250.00 from the District 6 carry forward account to Midtown Neighbors Association for the Midtown Garden Stroll and for other purposes.
23949, Finance Executive Committee.
All right, and the next one is 23964. And it is an ordinance by Councilmember Jennifer and I, an ordinance to amend Chapter 10, alcoholic beverages, to require that all alcohol licenses issued by the City of Atlanta shall be posted and displayed in a public and conspicuous place on the premises of the licensee's establishment, to require that all alcohol licenses issued by the City of Atlanta shall have printed thereon the specific designation or type of establishment for which the license has been issued, the general allowed days and hours of operation for the location, and written notice to the licensee that the license with the hours of operation must be posted in a public and conspicuous place within an establishment for which the license is used and for other related purposes.
Okay, 23964 to Public Safety, Legal Administration Committee. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, Ms. Overstreet.
Thank you, Madam President. Elms number 23957, a resolution by Councilmember Marcy Collier Overstreet, a resolution to designate Southwest Atlanta as an opportunity hub and innovation and equity district for the purpose of promoting an equitable and inclusive entrepreneurship ecosystem and for other purposes.
23957 to CDHS Committee.
Thank you.
Ms. Shepherd.
Yes. Elms number 23956, a resolution by Councilmember George Shepherd authorizing the establishment of a public safety commission for the purpose of providing and organize a collaborative structure for discussion and the recommendation of best practices regarding emergency and non-emergency public safety policies within the City of Atlanta and for other purposes.
Okay, 23956 to Public Safety, Legal Administration Committee.
Thank you. The next one is a resolution by George Shepherd authorizing the mayor or her designee to apply for a fiscal year 2021 U.S. Department of Transportation Rebuilding America's Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity raise discretionary grant in an amount not to exceed $22 million for the construction of the Atlanta Beltline Southside Trail and for other purposes.
What's the EMS number?
Oh, I'm sorry. The EMS number is 23948.
23948, and I'm going to send that to CDHS, and I'm going to send it to transportation because it may also include, hopefully includes transit. All right, 23948, CDHS and transportation. Go ahead.
23941, an ordinance by City Utilities an ordinance to amend Chapter 2, Article 5, Board, Council, Commissions, and Authorities Divisions to keep Atlanta Business Commission of the City of Atlanta Code of Ordinances to update certain provisions relating to the Keep Atlanta Business Commission on behalf of the Department of Public Works and for other purposes.
23941 to City Utilities Committee.
Thank you. And then my last is an ordinance by Councilmember Joyce Shepherd and Carlos Smith. I misplaced it. An ordinance to establish process and procedures for community garden parks within the city of Atlanta and for other purposes.
Okay, that's 23961 to CDHS. Did you have one for the Code Enforcement Commission or for?
No, that was the Public Safety Commission. I thought I read it. Did I not read it? But was that not the first one I read?
The first one you read was maybe that was it, and I just didn't mark it up. Okay, all right.
Thank you,
Ms. Smith.
Yes. Elms number 239.
One second. No, the first one you read, Ms. Shepherd, was to create the Public Safety Commission, but I had you down also for a Code Enforcement Commission extension. That was the other one.
One gave that paper to me, so let me get that.
That was a 239, and you didn't read that one.
Okay, I don't have it in front of me. No problem. I'll get it. I have to have somebody to send it to me. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Smith.
Elms number 23942, and I have two papers today. An ordinance by Councilmember Carla Smith authorizing the transfer of $15,000.00 from the Council District 1 carry forward account to the Council District 1 at large salaries permanent part-time account and for other purposes. And I also
23942 to Finance Executive Committee.
Thank you. And then I also have Elms 23944. This is a bond paper. It's an ordinance by Councilmember Carla Smith providing for the issuance during fiscal year 2021 of $4 million in aggregate principal amount of the City of Atlanta general obligation bond for various purposes pursuant to and in accordance with an amendment to the Constitution of the State of Georgia ratified at the general election held on November 5th, 1968 and proclaimed by the Governor of the State of Georgia on December 13th, 1968.
23944 to Finance Executive Committee.
Thank you.
Ms. Winslow? Yes, okay. Okay, Elms number 23953, an ordinance by Councilmember Winslow to amend Part 16, Chapter 28A of the 1982 zoning ordinance of the City of Atlanta as amended so as to create a new section 16-28A 01062 to provide for the comprehensive signage regulations for Morehouse College School of Medicine to amend the official zoning map to add the Morehouse School of Medicine sign district and for other purposes. And I would like to ask Councilmember Bond, since he's a citywide person, if he would like to be added to this legislation. Mr. Bond? I don't know where he is.
Okay.
Can I just add his name, or do I need to get his permission?
Well, I think you would need his permission. He can always amend it on there later.
You have my permission. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So 23953 to ZRB and zoning.
Okay. Thank you. And then 23890, an ordinance by Councilmember Winslow authorizing the mayor or her designee to make the intersections of Fountain Drive Southwest and Morris Brown Drive Southwest all-way stop controlled intersections to authorize the Atlanta Department of Transportation to install stop signs at the intersections and for other purposes.
Okay, 23890 to transportation.
Okay, and the last one is 23891, an ordinance by Councilmember Winslow authorizes the mayor or her designee to make the intersection of Muse Street Southwest and Oak Street Southwest at an always stop and fold intersection, to authorize the Atlanta Department of Transportation to install stop signs at the intersection, and for other purposes.
23891 to Transportation Committee.
Okay, and that's it, Madam President. Thank you.
Mr. Westmoreland.
Yes, Madam President, I have one item. It's ELMS number 23965. An ordinance by Councilmembers Matt Westmoreland and Jennifer N. Ide authorizing a donation in an amount not to exceed $3,000, is what I should say, from the Post 2 at Large Ferry Forward account and the District 6 Ferry Forward account to In-Town Collaborative Ministries and for other purposes.
23965 to Finance Executive Committee.
Thank you.
Ms. Archibald, did you find your paper?
Yes, ELMS number 23962, a resolution by Councilmember Madeline M. Archibald requesting the Urban Design Commission to provide a historical contextualization of the statue of Henry W. Grady located at 50 Marietta Street Northwest and for other purposes.
23962 to CDHS Committee. Ms. Shepherd, did you find your last paper?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Council number 23849, a resolution by Councilmember George Shepherd to extend the existence of the Code Enforcement Commission for a period of 24 months, effective from July the 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2023, and for other purposes.
23849 to Public Safety Legal Administration Committee. Any other papers? Any other papers? Any general remarks for the good of the order? All right, let's have the adjourning roll call, please.
The time is now 8:44 p.m. Today's meeting was held in accordance with OPGA 50-14-1 regarding open meeting. The adjourning roll call, Council President Moore.
Present.
Council Members Bond.
Here.
Westmoreland.
Here.
Dickens. Here. Smith.
Here.
Oroki.
Here.
Brown.
Here.
Winslow.
Present.
Archibald.
Here.
Ide.
Here.
Shook.
Aye.
Matsakite. Here. Gillis. Here. Boone.
Present.
Overstreet.
Present.
Shepherd.
Present.
Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Good meeting. So moved.
Second, Smith. Motion by Bond, second by Smith. Without objection, on unanimous consent, we hereby adjourn. Thank you all. Have a good evening and stay safe.